What's up, guys? So I'm here with an updated deck profile on the main deck of my Darklord deck, and I've updated it because I want to play it in the upcoming format competitively. So I have been playing Altergeist at the events, like regionals and YCS and whatnot. But I think moving forward, I have my invites and stuff, so I want to try out playing this Darklord deck competitively. And not much has changed from the last update, but like subtle things here and there, which I think make the numbers really smooth and work really well. I'm just gonna do the main deck because I am missing like Unicorn and Boral Sword for that, but I will be playing those two cards. So yeah, let's go straight off. I am playing the 3 ixchel. She's your draw card, she's your biggest defense, and she's your level 10. Really good. Also playing 3 Nastin. So this is something that I have changed from prior builds. I've always been playing 2, but honestly I've been undervaluing how good Nastin is. I really recommend playing it at 3. Summoning him turn 1 is really crucial. He is like kind of always your backup plan. Like if contact, let's say Superbia gets Veilered or Infinite Impermanence, but if you can still make Nastin, like you're completely fine with your whole play. So yeah, Nastin is really good going first and going second. He helps you like break boards. He just like puts a lot of pressure. 26 body and sends 2 to the grave. And I'm still playing the 3 Amdusk, so this goes really well with the Charge the Light Brigade and Ukoback at 3 as well. So yeah, Amdusk is just for consistency purposes. And I'm also playing a 3 Ukoback because Banishment is a really, really good card. It searches the entire archetype, and Ukoback essentially gets you to Banishment via Amdusk, or summoning Nastin, or summoning any Darklord that can copy the Banishment engrave. So that's why Ukoback is really good. And then I have Superbia at 2. I had it at 3 before when I was running Trade-In and stuff, but I'm not running Trade-In at all anymore, and I think Superbia is probably like the worst of all the Darklords, but it's like a necessity because it turbos out your deck and it allows you to get to level 8s. But yeah, and the fact that it's not once per turn is really strong too. But having it at 2 is probably the sweet spot. The only time you want to use it is to discard for a Darklord or to mill it with Charge the Light Brigade. So other than that, he's not too good in your hand, just mostly in the grave. And I'm playing one Morningstar and 1 Tez, so I have thought about cutting him, but his body and his effect, it does come in handy. And it's been coming up relatively often enough for me to keep him in. And also Allure is at 3 in the deck, so just having the extra dark count is really helpful. And then Morningstar is just essential for any Darklord build. I feel like you need Morningstar in there because going second, he's a 1 condition, and then when you go first, you set up your first turn board, and then this is like the perfect follow-up in tandem with Enchantment. And then the 2 Ride-In for the 3 Charge the Light Brigade. I'll go into the spells. 3 Banishment. This is like the broken card of the deck. You use it to search anything, and then when it's engraved, you can search again. Then you can Ukoback send another one, and then search again. So usually, if you get to Banishment, you're gonna use it like 2 or 3 times, which is really, really strong. Searching anything out of your deck. 3 Contact. The Monster Reborn. Nothing much said there. It needs to be at 3 because you need that consistency. 3 Charge the Light Brigade. I have thought about cutting it to 2 just because drawing 2 Charge the Light Brigade isn't super optimal, but drawing 2 Charge the Light Brigade means you cannot summon Nastin that turn because you won't have enough Darklord cards in hand, but also drawing 2 means that you're going to mill 8, so I don't know, it's an iffy card, but I think playing Charge and Ride-In is necessary for the deck though. Playing the 3 Allure. The dark count has been bumped up And the fact that Allure isn't once per turn is the reason that I bumped it up to 3. Like, you kind of just want to be drawing cards that are going to keep getting you to more Darklord cards. So Charge the Live Brigade gets you more Darklord cards in grave, and Allure just gets you more Darklord cards to your hand. 2 Desires, because you don't ever want to activate more than one per duel, per game, and you hate drawing multiples of them. So yeah, 1 is a sweet spot, and then the 1 upstart instead of that 3rd Desires. So that's the draw engine. And then I'm playing 3 of the Broken Extenders. Reasoning is an extender / play starter, depending on what you get with it. But yeah, these 3 cards essentially do the same thing. They get you 1 more body, 1 more push, 1 more form of interaction. Yeah. So. And then I'm playing the 1 Foolish Burial. So this is kind of just to fill in a missing piece, since I am playing the 2 Superbia. It's like if I don't mill it or draw into it to discard, I can just send it with Foolish, or same with Uko back. If I don't get to Uko back, or if I don't get to Banishment, I can Foolish the Uko back, get the Uko back out, then I get Banishment that way. So like, it's just a consistency booster. I have thought about cutting it just because I don't like it that much. I feel like it's kind of lackluster in a lot of cases when I already have everything. But yeah, for now I'm playing the 1. And for the traps, nothing has changed too much. The meta is that where destroying is subpar, but monsters are taking a monster is really strong. So enchantment is a form of removal for the turn, which does not destroy, it doesn't even send to the grave, it doesn't tribute, it swaps them, and which is like super powerful right now. It doesn't interact with anything that floats, and then when it goes to the grave, you can use it again to take it on your turn, or take 2 things on their turn, which is super nasty in tandem with Morningstar. So yeah, that was my deck profile, guys. Thanks for watching. And what I did want to do is I did want to sequence maybe like a hand or 2, because I know some people have been having some trouble exactly how to play the deck, because Darklords is a deck where it is not like a standard combo, standard mid-range deck, whereas you'll get maybe 2 cards and you'll have the full combo. It's a deck where you have to sequence your cards right in order to get consistent results. So it's like, it's as consistent as the player that's as the pilot of the deck. So I mean, it still has the, typical breaks that like a combo deck will have when it doesn't see everything that it needs. But in terms of consistency, it's kind of like True Draco, where you need to sequence your heritage and your demise correctly in order to get the most value out of all of them. So I'm going to draw a hand right now. I'll show you guys how I would play through it. So we opened up a strong hand here, well, in terms of drawing at least, because we have ixchel and Superbia. So like I said, Superbia is just kind of fodder for discarding. So with ixchel and Superbia here, just to kind of play through as many hand traps or whatever, I would do the ixchel into the Superbia first, just in case I get Ashed. I have set up in grave and then follow up with Desires. And then if I get drolled, the 2 cards that I draw, maybe if it's like Uko back or a trap, I can still use them, and then I have monsters in grave to summon. If I get drolled on Desires, I have no real way of even setting up monsters to do anything. So then I'll draw my 2. We'll just play it as if didn't. So drew into the Raiden, which means the only piece that I'm missing to create the full board is the Uko back. Uko back or Banishment will help. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Desires, and I'll banish the top 10. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So look through those real quick. Nothing bad. I'll draw, charge, and banishment. So those are really good cards to draw right now. This is the grave, or this is the hand. This is the grave. These are very strong cards to draw into right now. So I'm gonna go check if I still have another Raiden, which I do. So I'll activate that Charge of the Light Brigade and I'll mill 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I'll search for that Raiden. So we still haven't gotten our Uko back. We have the Banishment and the Ambush in the grave, so we're gonna get to it. But we're gonna see if we can mill the Uko back with the Raiden. So we'll normal summon the Raiden now, and then Raiden's gonna mill 2 more. Okay, so we still weren't able to get to Uko back. So if in that whole chain that we could have drawn or milled Uko back, we would have been able to summon Nastin first. But since we didn't, we're gonna have to search out Uko back right now in order to get it into the grave. Let's try to see. Or let's see. Actually, a way to get that Nastin out on the board is to get Contact, and then Superbia summons the ixchel. Ixchel is going to pay 1,000 to copy one of these banishments and search out our Nastin. Search out Nastin. Set this. We'll send these 2 to the grave to special that Nastin. And then Nastin's going to pay 1,000 to special summon from the grave. Uko back is going to summon itself, and then it's going to send another trap card. Nice. Okay, so these 2, this is our hand, this is our grave. These 2 will then synchro summon for Don Dragster, and you will have Rebellion set. So this is like the typical board that I've been trying to push. This is your hand. For people to start making with Darklords, like I think it's a really strong board because you usually end with 3 or 4 interactions. In this case, you have Rebellion set, so which means you have 2 destructions. You have Don Dragster for a spell trap negate, and you also have the enchantment. So we have the extra enchantment because we were able to mill a banishment. In this case, we milled 2 of them. So which if you don't mill the banishment, then you send the banishment and you just have 3 interactions so that you have a follow-up. But since we already have the follow-up, we can make that 4th interaction. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think. If this is like a decent board, if what you I mean, I've been making this board in testing, and most decks that I play against have not been able to break it. Striker is pretty strong at breaking it, but enchantment is really good at stopping all their monsters. Especially in NA, because the way that it resolves is if they summon Ray and you chain to enchantment, if they go into Kagari, Kagari will not resolve, which either forces them into go straight into Shizuku or not chain at all, which is like pretty detrimental for them. It puts them behind a lot. So in that regard, it's good, but if they open up a strong hand, they can like kind of plow through you. But against every other deck, like let's say Trickstar, Thunder Dragon, like Cyber Dragon, BA, I've been having really good results with this deck. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think, and thanks.